Hey guys, Paul from Ashen. It is new comic book day for the week of March 8th, and we're going to get started right now because we have a lot actually to get to for being such a short week. So,
all right, everybody, we're going to talk about what trades came out this week. We have the new One Punch Man, Volume 11.
One Punch!
It's a graphic novel, not a trade, but whatever. We have Deathstroke, Volume 1, the Rebirth, brand new one. We have Giant Days, Volume 4. I've heard this is good. I've still not read it. Adventure Time. It's up to Volume 11. Boy, you guys who like Adventure Time really like your Adventure Time. Power Man and Iron Fist, Volume 2. This is Civil War II tie-in issues. And from Image Comics, we got Cannibal, which I heard was pretty sweet. So, yeah. There's a guy under the boardwalk. Is that the boardwalk? Who cares? All right, guys, let's do this.
First up this week, we have Suicide Squad issue number 13, Who Killed Amanda? Not who you think it is. Well, it might be, depending on how closely you look at the cover. But we're dealing with the fallout of Amanda dying. The Suicide Squad is now off its leash. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know which ways things are going. There's a spy in their midst. Which one is the spy? It's all kind of a moot point because Jim Lee's not doing the art right now. So we have Romita Jr. phoning it in again. Storytelling is great. The art is meh. When you're dealing with Jim Lee, it's really tough to go back to anybody else. So for those who might be Romita Jr. fans, he might be doing a good job. He's just not Jim Lee. So yeah, there's that. Definitely do pick it up though. It's going to be going in a very different situation, and then the end of this, crazy. But I also couldn't say that without also doing Into the Badlands, because this month DC is forcing everybody to buy it with those bagged issues. Into the Badlands starts up in next week, so we are getting a prequel issue, kind of dealing how... seeing where I think Sunny is. Basically the introduction to Sunny, or actually no, sorry, we're introducing Quinn. We are getting kind of a look at the beginnings of Quinn before he was a Baron, and how violent and kind of effed up he is. So if you're into the Badlands series, definitely pick this one up because it is kind of an interesting read. If you have no interest in the Badlands, then you have no interest in this comic. You can just throw it away afterwards. But you're going to be forced to get it anyway, because if you're getting Suicide Squad, if you're getting one of a dozen other Rebirth titles, you're buying this whether you want to or not. So,
All right, guys, my first issue is from Boom Comics. It's called Grass Kings. This is a weird book, but I really enjoyed it. It's written by Matt Kindt, who I really enjoy in pretty much everything he ever writes. And Tyler Jenkins, who I enjoyed, he did Snowblind. It has a really cool art style. It's kind of watercolory. Really enjoy it. It's about an area of land that over the years has just always been kind of fought for, and these people are squatting on the land, and they protect it as their own kind of militant area, and the rest of the neighboring towns are trying to infiltrate it. It focuses on the brother of the king of this county, I guess we'll call it. And he is the sheriff, for lack of a better term. Finds a kid snooping around, and he kind of gives him a tour. And through that, you learn about the town before he sends him off on his way back to the other town, back to the normal America, I assume. But it's a very strange story, and it's pretty interesting. The art is amazing. I love the art. I'm not sure where it's going, but it has a really clever twist at the end. So if you want something different to read, this is certainly that. Yeah, check it out. You might really enjoy it. Grass Kings.
all right, next up we have Charms. We have Charmed.
Hi, Charms.
Not your Lucky Charms.
Hi, me Lucky Charms.
No.
Hi, Lucky.
No.
Me Lucky Charms.
No. Charmed.
Red balloons.
No.
Horseshoes.
Charmed. We are dealing with the end. It's basically starting the Charmed series up again. For those who are familiar with, who does this? Is this IDW?
What? I wasn't
Or
listening.
is it Dark Horse?
I don't know.
Of course, why have it on the cover? Dynamite.
Dynamite!
So it is going to be done by Dynamite. So if you are familiar with things like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Serenity, this is basically picking up after Charmed left off. And unfortunately, the writing is about as bad as when Charmed left off. It's Charmed. Like, if you like Charmed, you're going to like this issue because it's picking up right where things left off before the first or second commercial break of the next episode, kind of thing. It has that feel to it. It has a very kind of cheesy feel to it. But again, if you've liked Charmed, you'll like this comic. I didn't, because I stopped watching Charmed like right after her name, Shannon Doherty. Right after Shannon Doherty died in the series, and I just kind of lost interest after that because the writing was just kind of it's kind of subpar to begin with. So yeah, it's up to you. If you like Charmed the series, you'll like this. And if you don't get it.
All right, guys, my next book, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe number 8. I have not been reading Turtles. The last time I read Turtles was around the time that they killed off Donatello and then brought him back as the Mecha Turtle. So I'm just diving in because, hey, Turtles is always fun. This issue is really good. Me not knowing really what led up to it prior. It focuses on Donatello fighting the Mecha Turtle, and the Mecha Turtle's kind of dealing with the emotions, the humanity, so to speak, of being Donatello, I guess. And he is basically a computer trying to solve emotion, and it ain't working too good. The other turtles the turtles are actually really well written in this book. You feel their personalities. I was actually very impressed with the writing on this. The art's pretty solid too. I don't want to give too much away, but the Mecha Turtle is really cool. If you enjoyed that character, if you had the little action figure growing up, you want to read this. It's really sweet. And it's really a pretty good story. So I actually really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it a lot. Ninja Turtles.
We have Titans issue number 9. Titans is back. Brett Booth is back, and all is right with the world. He was back last issue, but it didn't matter. It's that kind of lasting impact when you don't see him for an issue. But Bumblebee is in this issue, and you are dealing with the reveal of the Fearsome Five from last issue. Are their motives pure? Are they not pure? Probably not, because it's comics. You can't keep bad guys good for too long. That's just not how things work. But the writing's still solid, and the art obviously is great, so definitely pick this one up.
Alright, and I saved the best book for last? Maybe. I picked Man-Thing, because I know everybody wants to read this. It's a brand new miniseries, and is the first, to my knowledge, comic written by R.L. Stine, the guy that did Goosebumps. Now, I only read a handful of Goosebumps when I was younger. I didn't read a ton of them. But I gotta tell you, I really like this book. The writing was really well done. The narrative is really good. The underarching story, maybe not so much, but it's kind of a weird story, but I tell you, that being said, it is written really well. Did I mention it's written really well?
Oh, yeah.
This is a very well written comic. See what I did there? This book's really good. If you enjoyed Goosebumps, you will love this. If you're a Man-Thing fan, you'll probably enjoy it. The art's really good too. The story, I don't know where it's going. It's kind of an oddball story, but like I said, there's not too many comics written in this style, and I really enjoyed it. It felt like I was reading a Goosebumps novel. And that's what most people who are going to gravitate to this series want. So if you're an R.L. Stine fan, you're in good hands. This translates well. It also has a backup story that's, 6 pages, maybe not even that, of an original R.L. Stine mini story. So that's kind of cool too. So if you like R.L. Stine, this is exactly what you wanted. Go buy it.
We have no trade this week because just didn't really have time for it. So this week we are going to be giving you Inhumans versus X-Men issue number 6. It's the end. It's finally over. But what did it really accomplish? Well, basically, if you've been paying attention to Death of X in the beginning of the Inhumans series, you know how this war got started. Scott died of the Terrigen Mist plague, but Emma kind of played it off and made his death a little bit more important than it actually was. That has all come to a head now. We are dealing with the final battle between them, and what's going to happen with the Terrigen Mist, what's going to happen with the Inhumans, is probably not what you're expecting it to happen, and these will lead directly into the new Inhuman series, the new X-Men series. It is a good read. It ended kind of quick, but that's kind of how most Marvel books tend to do. Their stuff tends to end in a panel or two, and then the aftermath is the rest of the book. So pick this one up, especially if you're an Inhumans fan or if you're an X-Men fan, because this is going to be setting up a lot of what's going on, dealing with how the fallout between Emma, the fallout between the royal family, and the rest of the X-Men. So, and that's it for this week, guys. So for our giveaway, nobody won it last week because we didn't get enough entrants. So this week, same thing. We have one copy of 7 to Eternity that is up for grabs. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to Make sure you're subscribed to Capes and Scams. So all you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to our channel, subscribe to Capes and Scowls channel, like this video, and then comment with a recommendation that you might have followed through with something that we've done in the past. That's it. And then after 10 entries, that's kind of the key here, after we get 10 entries, we will pick one of you at random, and you will get a trade of 7 to Eternity. That's it, guys, and we will see you next week.